Today we're just talking about the recent Cyberpunk 2077 announcement that essentially announced a delay on the launch of the game. We went from, I think, late March release to September 17th, 2020. So I just wanted to know your thoughts on this.
Yeah. So I've got a statement here as well, which we'll read out in a moment, I guess. But obviously, first thoughts are always going to be disappointment, because you're looking forward to a game for a while, and you obviously want to get it as soon as possible. But let's read the statement, and let's get into maybe a few reasons as to why this might be a good thing, as well as a bad thing. So I've got a statement here, and I'll try and put it up on the screen for you guys watching, in case you haven't seen it. But it was, I think, dropped via Twitter originally.
Yeah.
And it comes from Marcin Iwinski and Adam Badowski. Apologies to Polish people if that was incorrect pronunciation. I think it wasn't too bad, but they're basically, Marcin is the co-founder and Adam is the head of studio at cdprojektred. And the statement goes as follows. We have important news regarding Cyberpunk 2077's release date we'd like to share with you today. Cyberpunk 2077 won't make the April release window, and we're moving the launch date to September 17th, 2020. We are currently at a stage where the game is complete and playable, but there's still a lot of work to be done. There's still work to be done. Night City is massive, full of stories, content, and places to visit. But due to the sheer scale and complexity of it all, we need more time to finish playtesting, fixing, and polishing. We want Cyberpunk 2077 to be our crowning achievement for this generation, and postponing launch will give us the precious months we need to make the game perfect. Expect more regular updates on progress as we get closer to the new release date. And we're really looking forward to seeing you in Night City. Thank you for your ongoing support. And that's the end of the statement. What do you think on that statement?
Yeah, well, again, as you said, sort of the first thought is, a delay is, it's a disappointing thing to see, especially when you've waited so long for a game already. But ultimately, I think it's a good thing. They delayed Witcher 3, and we got one of the best games of this generation, if not the best game of this generation. I think if they need more time, we might as well let them have it. No point rushing it out and having a worse game than if we just waited a few more months and had the polished experience that we've been expecting. My only concern is that often with studios, they delay once and then they feel like they have to rush the next window. And I don't want to see multiple delays consecutively that slowly sort of compound the hype for Cyberpunk, making people's expectations way more than sort of what was promised, leading to sort of a disappointing launch. I don't think that's going to happen, but it's just a thing that occasionally can. I don't think CD Projekt Red would let that happen. I think they sort of know what they're doing, but it's just, it could be concerning.
Yeah. Look, I agree with a lot of what you said. I think reading through the actual statement itself and what the words are, it sounds like it's basically ready and they could release it on time, but they wanted to make it better and more perfect. And I think rather than what a lot of and we won't name names here, but what a lot of other companies seem to do, which is release a not quite finished product, and then do launch day update patches, or like 2 weeks in. Yeah, right. Just I think EA.
Yeah, really, EA in general, but yeah.
rather than BioWare, but yeah, they do these update patches. And then sometimes like DLC stuff and stuff that should have probably just been in the game from the get-go. And so what I quite like to see is this really is actually releasing what I think will be more of a final product. And you touched on it with Witcher 3. That was a fantastic game, and the DLC that you did get for it was freaking awesome, both DLCs. So I hope that means that they're not going to just give us this DLC of stuff that should have been in the first place, but they're actually going to give us DLC like what The Witcher 3 gave us, which is like this complete, proper, like almost like another 2 games,
Yeah.
So I'm actually, I think overall, the other thing to mention as well is that the Final Fantasy VII remake was actually slated for release in the same week as Cyberpunk 2077 in April. So I think that there's a chance that could have a small effect as well. Does not compete with such a big game when it's not 100% finished. We don't want to lose players. We want to maximize players. And so, I think there was always a chance that once that got announced, that there was going to be someone would have to give way somewhere. I think, and I think that CD Projekt Red have done the right thing by saying that we're going to make it more complete, more perfect, and patch out issues rather than just compete with what's going to be a huge launch anyway, on a game that you don't want to get those early reputations. Look at what happened to Andromeda.
Yeah, and I think again, like it's not a massive delay, and it's sort of again, if it's something they need just to sort of polish the game and release it in essentially a better state than what most studios release after their day one patch and a couple DLCs, I'm completely okay with that. Like as long as we're getting a better launch, then we could hope for that's fine. I just don't want them to sort of continuously delay like some studios do. Like I know Rockstar often do delays repeatedly, but it never. I mean, at least with Rockstar, they usually still pull it off. But we'll just have to see. I'm overall happy that they've decided to do this. It means again that we're just going to get a more polished launch than what we were expecting. Hopefully.
Yeah, and look, I think CD Projekt Red are in a lot of ways the kind of a new Rockstar in a lot of ways. And they have a very solid track record, and I think this is, in theory, a good thing to keep that track record like clean and good rather than to soil it, which is something that a lot of games franchises have had happen over the last few years. So, I think this means hopefully a better finished product when it does come out in September, and also it's better on our bank accounts too.
That's true. We get a little bit more time to play the stuff that's coming out in Q1 and sort of Q2 before we get to Cyberpunk, where we won't be playing anything else for a few weeks for sure.
Yeah. Awesome. And so we'll keep you guys posted as well on any other updates. But I think that's pretty much all we have on this one.
Yep, that's everything for today. Stay
Awesome.
updated, and we'll see what happens.
Catch you guys soon.